Today I want to show you the brand new supports that we made for our highway network. This is a 5-piece set specifically designed to work with our highway network that we have on the save, and it's got some really cool features that I want to show you. Now if we just hop in the game here, you can see that I've started placing these down, and they're not done everywhere. We need to place a lot of these, and they're kind of expensive, but I think they look pretty cool. And one of the things I like the most about these specific blueprints is that they are expandable. Now something I've talked about in the previous videos with our highway stuff is how our highway will be expandable, meaning that we can add extra lanes on the side of this highway if we wish. This blueprint set for the supports is going to be able to facilitate that. Now, we don't have any spots on the save where we have multiple lanes yet, but I assume we will, and I'm looking forward to when we get to actually use the supports the way they're designed to be in an expanded way. Now, real quick, I want to show you how I put these together and how they actually work in blueprint mode and snap perfectly. And so to do that, we're going to hop on a secondary save where I am going to load in a highway segment, and we'll snap on some of these support blueprints. Okay, so I've set up a line here on a secondary save so that we can kind of practice putting these down, and you can get a nice clear image of how this set of blueprints work together. It's very, very simple. It will be easier if you have something like a hover pack just to do the bottom of the supports, but it can be done even without a jetpack if you wish. Just note that it would be much easier with a hover pack. Note for this way, we will be building from the bottom up, which is how I did it in survival on my 1.0 save, but you can go from top down. It's just a little bit harder. So the first thing we do is grab out our bottom start blueprint. And something you'll notice is that there is a foundation at the very top right here. Now this is solely here for spacing purposes and snapping points, and you'll see how this will work here in a second when we start building around. But the main thing is we want these pillars to be perpendicular to the highway, and so the easiest way to do that is just have the arrow in line with the direction of the highway. So right here, the arrow in front of the blueprints runs just like the highway does. So we can just place this here just like that, and that's snapping in blueprint mode. Super easy. Very simple. Now we grab bottom 2, and as you can see, when we put it in blueprint mode, it's going to snap almost perfectly right away. And all we have to do is nudge it in one time, just like that. The next one we're going to grab is wall, and we're going to again nudge it in, and it's going to be 4 ticks. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it only goes one way. Pretty obvious here. Then we build that one. On top of that, we're then going to build top 2, and we nudge it in 4 times the opposite direction. So there is some nudging going on, but it's all within vanilla nudging. You don't have to have infinite nudge or vertical nudge or anything like that. So anybody watching this can in fact do this. The last one that we do for the set is the top start. Now this one is built in the designer specifically so you can snap to the top of this walkway here, but it becomes really difficult because you can't use blueprint mode either, because blueprint mode will snap off the top of here, which is higher up than the foundation down below. So I just start from the bottom. It's so much easier. So then as we go down the other side, we just reverse that order, and we just like nudge in once, line it up like that. We grab our wall, and we grab that bottom 2 again. And that is basically it. Now, a lot of times on my highway specifically, it's right above the water level. So I actually end up removing the bottom one just to save object count and materials. Because it's hidden in the water, you don't actually see it. You do see the like just the top of these poking out a little bit, so I do leave the bottom 2. But on the areas where we're building like over void like this does end up floating like that, and we will be adding some other blueprints down the line. Again, we'll be upgrading these and making them look complete soon enough. But something I do not have right now just yet is a support that goes into like the void. That is on the way. But for this specific support blueprint set, I am going to be placing them wherever I have power towers. So we have our power towers every 5 blueprints. So there's 5 of these straight pieces in between them. And so what we'll do throughout the whole save is go and place these on every power tower. And this is how it would look if you just did one highway module. Now, the highway is made to where we can hopefully expand it. And so in the future, if we have more modules that are also 5 foundations, like if we nudge this in and then we had 2 wide and we built off of this one, we could have something like this where it becomes a lot wider, right? So now it's twice as wide. But something that's really awesome is that we just have to extend the top ones. So we just snap it blueprint wise right here, and then we can grab the other blueprint over here the top two and nudge it in just like we did when we started this one. Grab out the wall, nudge it in, grab out our bottom two, nudge it in just like that, and take the bottom start again, have it face the correct way, and the whole thing just gets wider. We can also do this vertically. So because these ones right here sit at the very top of the foundation here, we can add in more of these vertically if we wish, and remove the top parts and shoot the wall up, or we can take our bottom start, build on top of the top pieces here, then we can grab our highway supports again, place them on top, and continue to rail as a double-decker style. And after placing all those blueprints again, this is how it would look. Now you may or may not like this, I don't know, but it really does work well and is super scalable. I don't know if we'll do this exact thing throughout our whole save, but I think there will be parts where we want a lot of logistic room, or maybe to stack a lot of truck lanes or something like that. I could totally see that happening, because there will come a time on the save where we want to use a lot of trucks just for fun, and this will facilitate that. We just have to make a new highway set that kind of revises the whole combination of trucks and trains and really just uses trucks. Remember, all of the highway blueprints have been on Patreon for almost 2 months, I think now, and all of these supports are now on Patreon as well, including every single blueprint that I make. So if you guys want these blueprints directly, feel free to hop over there and grab them. And something we are going to be doing is rolling out even more member-only build guide videos. So every member on YouTube will have a build guide where we go through no commentary and just build the whole blueprint from start to finish. That way you guys can at least see how we do this. So maybe you can learn some new techniques, or if you don't want to just grab blueprints and copy paste them into your world, you can see how we build something and maybe incorporate that sort of stuff into your own builds. But I really like how this came out, and I think it's going to look really awesome in junction with our highway stuff and all the new modules that we'll be able to add on. But I will reiterate, these are quite expensive for survival. You definitely need a good resource supply and a good resource backlog to be able to place these relatively quickly and a good amount of them. Something I'm still running into is material issues, although we are still operating off of our starter factory, even though it's like 400 hours later. But hey, if you guys want to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe down below, like the video, and let me know what you thought. I want to keep this one relatively short because other than showing you how they all work together, there's not much else to talk about. I think they look pretty decent, and I think they're going to be super functional. Almost everything we do is also live streamed on Twitch and YouTube because we multi-stream now. So if you guys are ever curious on anything Satisfactory or Factorio related, feel free to check out the live tab on the channel. It has all the VODs, as well as consider supporting on Twitch. But yeah, that is enough for me. I hope you have a great rest of your morning, evening, afternoon, whatever it is for you. And until next time, peace.
I'm slick with words, tongue sharp, you left in thirds. You pitching verbs, I knock it out, I'm flipping birds. While smoking herbs, I'm blocking out what often hurts. I'm moving herds, it's me, my family, money merge.